It's written, the Son of Man must first suffer many things and be rejected of this generation. Suffer many things and be rejected. This is something that's not unfamiliar to the Father. Being rejected, you know. When Israel asked for a king, the Father said, I'll give them a king. But they have rejected me from reigning over them. But since they asked for a king, then I'll give them one. Saul means asked for. David means beloved. The husband and the wife is a mystery concerning Christ and the church. The husband and the wife, little flock, is a mystery concerning Christ and his church, or the father and his wife. You see that? And him being rejected. And if you read your scriptures, you'll indeed find this. You've played the harlot on me, and you have rejected me from ruling over you. So now I'm going to give you Saul. I'm going to give you what you asked for. Well, little flock, so it is with the world today. See, it's this generation that rejects the Son of Man. Unconditional love. Loyalty and respect. Honor, dignity, fairness, and equity. When it says they reject the Son of Man, these are the things that the wife is rejecting. Now, isn't it strange when you as a man may think about a relationship with a woman? You would think that those things are very important to her, wouldn't you? Honor, loyalty, honesty, respect, integrity, fairness, all those things I described to you earlier. You would think, as a man, that if you exhibit those traits before your wife, that she will what? Hate you? Reject you? Is that what you all think? That if a man was to show a woman those traits, that she would hate him for it? Well, that's the world you're living in, little flock. The mystery of the man and the woman is about thoughts and feelings. Remember, the mystery of the husband and the wife is Christ and the church. The church is the feelings that respond to the thoughts that it's given by the preacher, that being Christ. If he's saying words to you and you receive them, and you receive them with gladness, then you will rejoice. That's a marriage that just took place. You become one with his thought. That's the mystery unveiled to you, which means people's feelings are deceived concerning what love is. The woman is deceived, the Bible says, not the man. The woman is deceived concerning her husband. Can't y'all all understand that? So then, so it is with the church or the world. They are deceived, as the Bible says. The whole world is deceived concerning the husband, who their husband is, who their head is, who their father or their daddy is. When you have a woman and she meets a man and she becomes weak for this man and submits herself to him, she could very well start to call him daddy. To signify her submission to him. Do you see it? So it is with us. We cry, Abba, Father, when we are born again of the Spirit. See, we now know who our daddy is. According to the book of Isaiah, Israel does not know his crib or his owner, nor does he even consider. So then, so it is with the world, so it is with the woman, so it is with feelings. They do not consider the truth concerning love. God is love. So what is the Father? For all of those who may still be on the fence or struggling or wondering or doubting, what is the Father? He's love. So it is written. And if that's the case, then how do you know the Father if you have been deceived concerning love? And like I said, the feelings have the tendency to believe that love means to be treated bad. Need you all to hear this, little flock, if you're able to at this hour. Because I know a lot of people are bogged down with their own drama of being rejected in their lives. And a lot of them are so emotionally entangled in that rejection that they won't make it out of it. Because a lot of people just don't seem to understand judgment. A lot of people don't seem to understand the hour of temptation that will try everyone who dwells upon the feelings. Y'all don't hear me though. Everyone who lives upon the earth is synonymous with the woman. Can we prove it? Take a seed. The seed is inside the man. So you take a seed and you plant it in the earth, and what does the earth give you back? A plant. So if you take a seed and plant it in a woman, what does she give you back? A plant. So then you see how they're synonymous? So all those who dwell upon the earth will be tested during the hour of temptation. I don't dwell upon the earth. I dwell up in Mount Zion, where there is righteousness and there is salvation. See, that's where the saving is, little flock. It's not a physical location that you will run to, because many will run to and fro, thinking that they're escaping the judgment. How can you escape psychological judgment by your location? How can you buy your way out of psychological turmoil? What will it cost you? How much does it cost to alleviate your mind of psychological distress? Put a price tag on it if you can. There is nothing that will alleviate psychological stress other than the one who said he came to give you rest for your soul. See there? You got to come to him to give you rest. Who's the him? The husband. Because you're looking for love. So then, who else are you going to find it in other than your husband? But grandson, aren't you? Aren't you talking to some men and some of us are women, and aren't you talking to us both? I mean, you're saying like we all have a husband. There is no male or female in the kingdom of heaven. We are all one. So then I'm going to talk to you like that because that's where I reside, in the kingdom. You may not understand me if you don't dwell there. If you dwell on the earth, then you probably won't understand anything that I have to say because you'll be too emotional to understand the truths that I'm dropping on y'all today. These very deep necessities of truths that I'm giving today. It's necessary that a man gird himself up at this hour because of the temptation that is to try him. And the temptation will be psychological. The flood of armies that is coming to try you is a flood of emotions. But no one knows that. They think it means fire and brimstone from outside of themselves. It's what judgment is. Oh no, baby. Oh no. This is a flood of fire. This is a flood of water mingled with fire. And if you can't stand on top of that sea of glass, that means you did not overcome. That means you were still stuck in your emotions concerning the rejection you had to endure. Concerning the betrayal you had to endure. Did you keep your eyes on Yahusha? Because if you did, would you be thinking that what's happening to you is unique? You couldn't possibly think that, could you? For instance, if somebody spat in your face today, when you look at Yahusha, can he relate to that experience? Now, my question then is, if he can, then what did he do? Seeing as he's the husband of the house, we should all follow after him, he said. Well, what did he do when his face got spat upon? Okay, so you're upset today because somebody struck you. Then look at him and see if it happened to him and what did he do when it happened. But this is the issue with people. They do not keep their eyes on the husband. They believe that when they've become spat upon, when they've been mistreated, when they have had somebody deal with them in a disloyal manner, when they've been betrayed, they believe it is unique to them. And the pain that they are now feeling and the distress that they're now in, they think it is unique to them. Well, let me give you a little news flash here. Have you read about the Garden of Gethsemane? And did you read about blood being mentioned there? When Yahushua was in that garden, did you read about any blood being mentioned? Why was the blood being mentioned in that particular part of the Bible? Because of the distress, isn't that right? Because of what he was about to have to endure. Now then, I'm going to ask you, he's sweating drops of blood. He said, my soul is grieved unto death. So there's no discrepancy about the feeling that I'm describing. Didn't he call that an hour? This is their hour. And then great distress fell upon him that night. And he had to war with it so that he could overcome and stand on that sea of glass and be braced for what was to come and not get emotional about it. Is that right? Or am I wrong in saying this? Or am I absolutely crystal clear clean? What would you say? His heart had to be prepared to endure what he was about to face, correct? Now, what did he face? Would that happen to be the same night that he got spat upon? Interesting. Would that happen to be the same night he got punched, beaten, crucified, betrayed, friends turned? Well, what did he say? This day, you shall all be offended in me. Is that not what he told them? And they were. And guess what they did? They all left him. Just like he said they were going to do. Do you understand how that makes a man feel? That terrible word, alone. His own friend, you can't watch with me 1 hour? 1 hour? I don't know if y'all can hear that. And if y'all wondering if it's the same hour I'm describing to you that's going to fall upon your ass, he said, Pray, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. What would make a man run from his husband? What would make a man run from his king like that? Could it possibly be fear? Could it be offense? Could it be, I don't believe? Well, we know one of them had to put his own hand inside the womb and touch it to see for himself, because I'm not going to believe unless I do touch and feel with my flesh and blood hands. So if a disciple, hand-picked disciple of Christ felt that way, then who are you to think that there may not come a time when you'll be tempted and deceived out of believing in your husband's love for you? That he don't love you, because everybody that you see around you prove to you that they don't. No matter what you do, no matter how much love you give them, no matter how long you extend your hands to them like a hen does to her chicks, they will reject you. And matter of fact, they will turn and rend the good deeds that you do, and they will rend you. They do not perceive those things as loving. So then what else could they do other than trample it? Not knowing it's a pearl. Only a swine would be so foolish to do such a thing, wouldn't you say? Somebody give you a handful of pearls, you throw them down on the ground and you crush them under your boot? Is that wise? If you didn't want the pearls, you could at least exchange them and got some money for them, dumbass. Now you don't got no pearls and you ain't got no money. You ain't got no way to get no money now. Was that wise of you to trample those pearls? Well, he also goes forward and says, not wise for you to hand them out to people who can't appreciate it. That's what he's telling you. Unappreciative people are swine. Because when you throw some food in a trough for a pig, he doesn't try to look at you and make sure you know he's saying thank you and everything. He's not looking at you oinking, saying, thank you, master, for putting this corn on the cob and everything down in my trough here for me. I really appreciate you taking thought of me and everything. I sure was hungry. You came right on time. He doesn't do that. He just puts his fat, stinking ass schnoz down in that trough and gets to chomping like he's never eaten before. You could have thrown a bucket of rats in there and he'll chomp them as well. He'll eat them. You could have thrown a bucket of human flesh down there and he'd eat that as well. He'll eat whatever you give him and he won't say thank you, neither. That's people that are like that. They consume what you give without any appreciation, without any gratitude for it. Don't you think if a nigga knew he was receiving a pearl, he'd have gratitude for it? Would you? If I gave you a handful of pearls right now, wouldn't you feel gratitude for that? Because I know I would. But we've lived long enough being affected by the fact that these swine and these dogs vomit and rend. We have gone asleep for far too long being emotional. The reason you're emotional is to prove that you're still asleep concerning it. Do you understand what I mean? You get emotional because somebody's betrayed you, then you didn't pay attention to what Yahusha did. That's all it means. You weren't cognizant of the truth of it. Wait a minute. If I get all emotional, up in arms, looking for revenge and everything because a nigga betrayed me, or my wife, or anybody betrayed me, then that means that I'm not doing what Yahusha did when he was betrayed by somebody who claimed to love him deeply. See, it wasn't just that he was betrayed and he was lied to by just any old people, guys. These are his chosen, intimate friends, supposedly. One of them said, I will go with you even to death. I love thee. He said it 3 times. I love thee. You know that I love thee. I told you I love you. He said it 3 times. And he also denied that he ever knew the man 3 times. And this is why you need not be emotional about it. Did you hear what I just told you? Peter, when he said that he loved Yahusha, he meant that. Flocka later, listen to your brother here today tell you the truth, because it will greatly benefit you if you receive these words of encouragement and of comfort for your soul. Because you've all been betrayed if you're a Flocka later. You've all been mistreated with iniquity and been hated without a cause. Things that will make a human being completely lose their minds. See, their psychological state of being is in complete disarray. That's what it means to lose your mind. Your psychological is all messed up. If you lose your mind, who are you going to talk to other than a psych doctor? You're going to talk to a podiatrist? An optometrist? Or a psychologist? You guys already know. You guys already know. Because you're going to need it to make sense of what's happening to you. You're not being betrayed by strangers and people that don't give a damn about you. It's people that say they love you. It's people that were with you all the way up into your crucifixion. Do you understand what I mean about your crucifixion? People that were with you right up into the very end betray you right at the very end. That may be the case with you. Are you prepared for it? To be able to look at the person right in the eye, knowing they're going to do it and say, go do what you have to do and do it quickly and get it over with. I'm straightened until it be accomplished. You understand those words? Straighten means I'm poised and I'm not going to come off of my mission until it's completed. Everything that's happening to you is to get you to not complete the mission. And you can't complete the mission if you're still flailing about in the water. The mission is to stand up upon it. That's the goal. Not to wallow in it. Not to thrash about. Do you understand what I mean by saying these words to you tonight? Wallowing in your emotions, in your sadnesses and grief over how you've been treated. Some of these things are years in the past, and they still affect you today like a sharp knife going right through your rib cage, right into the center of your heart. They still feel that way to you. And since they feel that way to you, you react. You go the opposite way that the husband tells you to go when he tells you to rejoice and to be glad. When these horrible things are happening to you, you tend not to because of how you feel. There's no other reason why you tend not to. It's only because of how you feel. And those who know that they shouldn't feel those negative feelings and they do anyway, the only reason they know they shouldn't feel it is because the husband told you not to feel it. See how that's going? His word abide in you. And so you war with it. And you cry while fighting, saying, Father, take this cup from me, if it be possible. I don't want to drink this cup. But nevertheless, if this is your story for me, if this is your will for my life, then give me the cup and I will indeed drink it. For your will be done, Father, not mine. Our wills are the fearful way, little flock. Our will is the cowardly route. This world knows not power. If they knew power, they'd know God. And Christ made it clear that the people of the world don't know the Father. If you knew the Father, then you would not help but be able to display the characteristics of his Son. That's the proof that you know the Father. I don't give a damn what a nigga say with his mouth. Don't care what he says with his mouth. Because they honor me with their lips. But them hearts of theirs, is on all kind of other bull crap that they think is power. That's actually what it means. They say I'm power, but then look how they treat me. Look how they disobey my word. Look how they're looking for other lovers. Would you look for another lover if you knew that the power was to be found in the lover you had? Now do you see why Christ, when he met that woman at the well, why he said to her, "You have had 5 husbands, and the man you are with now is not your husband." So the thoughts that you have had in your life are not right thought. They're wrong thought. And how has that done for you? Nothing but kept you ignorant concerning yourself. This is the whole point of what I want y'all to understand. When you don't have your husband, then you're not going to be able to see who you are. How can someone show you who you are if they don't love you? And only your husband loves you. See, those other lovers, they don't love you. Read the scripture. They deceive you. They lie. They eat up all your goods that your husband gave to you. So in other words, all the information that you receive from your husband, you go to a swine and you try to share it with him, and they take it and they stump it down and they rend you. See? That's you trying to be engaging with another lover. You understand what I mean? Trying to give your husband's wine and corn and everything else the scripture says to your lovers. Lighting candle night light all around the bed for a nigga that ain't your husband. You won't even scratch your husband's back, but yet you'll light candles. What else will you do to commit adultery on your God? You will put a specific expensive ass covering on the bed. You will pour expensive perfume all around the bed and everything. You probably might even get some strawberries dipped in chocolate and shit and put that up there next to the bed where the candles and the mood is all set and the shit smelling all good, and you're gonna put on a silk nightgown and everything with some little dainty little underwear underneath it so that you can appeal to your lover when he comes over there so he can lust after you and desire you and make you feel wanted. But what does the scripture say he's going to do? Strip you naked to your own shame and leave you desolate. So there's no surprise why you guys see what you see happening in the world around you. There's no surprise of it once you know this truth that I've been describing to you tonight. That the feelings don't know what love is, so everyone's deceived concerning that, which means they will put up with things that are not love thinking it is. And when they actually receive love someone, they will actually reject them. Do you hear that today? So this is why when you have loved someone in your life, whether it was your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, or your spouse, or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever, when you love them, what came from them eventually? The more you gave love, the more they gave rejection. The more they were disinterested in you, the more they resented you, the more they hated you. Isn't that what the scriptures mean when it says you're hated without a cause? No one should be hated for loving anybody, but that's the way of the world. That's the way of the world that you've been living in. So in order to stand on that sea of glass that I've told you about mingled with fire, you must understand what the sea of glass mingled with fire even represents and means. You must know. So then you can understand why they're standing on top of it. When I tell you what it is, then you go, now I get it. They came out of great tribulation and overcame and were redeemed from the earth. Now, I broke down what earth meant earlier. So then what does that mean, little flock? They went through great hardship, emotional upheaval. They overcame the emotional upheaval. Look how that's working. They overcame the lies that the emotions were trying to get them to believe. That they weren't loved, that they were useless, that they were unimportant, that they didn't matter. See, this is all the elect were feeling these things because of how they were treated. And how they were treated made their emotions respond with these thoughts and took God's name in vain. I am rejected, I'm alone. How does that make the emotion start to feel? Saying that thought, see? I'm hated no matter what I do. How does that make your emotions? I did good. I loved her. Why did she reject me and cheat on me in the end? If I ask her right now and say, did I ever do anything wrong to you? She'll say no. So then why would she cheat? This is what all the elect are going through. These questions, these emotions, these storms, these temptations. Tempting you. You're not loved. You're not important. That's the whole point of getting the other lovers on you, is to try to convince you that that's what power is. But you better see through that illusion today, little flock. And don't let nobody play with you like that. And before I end this message, I want y'all to understand that energy right there, little flock. Don't let nobody play with your emotions because they belong to you. And you are to have dominion over them. Not someone else is to have dominion. Not someone else is supposed to bring your emotions to control. Not someone else is supposed to calm you down. That's not the way it works. The fruit of the Spirit is self-control. So whose duty is it to control yourself? Whose duty is that? So this means you're called to control your emotions even when it's hard to do it. You can't say, well, it's hard to control them, so then I'm not going to control them. I'm going to lose control. And anybody should be able to understand that because of what I've gone through. I'm just going to open up the Bible and point to Yahushua and say, did he lose control? Now, what happened to him? Is it worse than what happened to you? And they're going to go, yeah, it is worse. So then how come you lost control, but he didn't? If losing control is what you're supposed to do. He said, take up your cross and follow me. These things I'm describing about how he was behaving quietly, not rendering evil for evil, having his emotions in check while he was enduring all of this injustice and iniquity and evil. Though he was going through all of this, he opened not his mouth. It's displaying the ultimate form of self-control for us all. And he says, take up your cross and follow me. When he took up his cross, that was the same night when he went through all of that stuff. So when he tells you to take up your cross, you don't think you're going to go through that same stuff he did? Yes, you will. You will be a partaker of his sufferings if you want to be a partaker of his glory. Because there's glory to be had in a man who does not sway when someone else's opinion is hurled at him. His breastplate of righteousness will knock that shit down to the ground. Yeah, he may feel it hit his chest cavity. He may get the wind knocked out of him by the blow, but he didn't die. But he's alive. And he can get back up on his feet again. And he dusts off that little nick that was left on his breastplate. And he keeps right on trucking forward. And if they hurl another one, he's going to hold up that shield of faith that says, I am loved. I'm important. Even though you ignore me every day. Even though you think I'm weak. Even though you think I'm some kind of fool. While telling me you love me, you indeed think evil about me in your heart, though. Your heart is very far and distant from me. I'm not interested in what you say with your mouth. I'm interested in where your heart is today. Because I don't judge like man judges. You ain't read the Bible or something, little flock? Men judge outward appearance. So that means that men think power can be found on the outside. Christ told you where the power was. Don't nobody want to listen to him. And even if they do listen, they still don't understand. Because if they understood, then they would know where they need to be when there's a situation happening outside of them. What do I mean by where they need to be? They don't need to go outside of themselves to deal with the turmoil. You must stay within yourselves to deal with it. You must remain calm. And even the cops tell you, you have the right to remain silent. And I bet your bottom dollar, little flock, that's probably your best bet. Let them burn. When they do some evil shit to you, you let them burn. You don't help them. You don't comfort them. You don't try to dip your finger in some fucking water and reach it across the void so he can dip it and cool his damn tongue. It ain't gonna do him no good no way because you can't reach across the void. Y'all are in two different places. You are loved, and that's why you know you rested in Abraham's bosom. Meanwhile, this nigga's on fire because he ain't got no love in his heart. He did evil to people all his days of his life. He used people, he abused, he hurt, he took advantage of, and he squandered every opportunity of love that God offered him. When people are falling down on their knees and beg God for love, but then when God give it to them, look how they act. Look how they mistreat. Look how they just misuse it. When somebody poured their heart out to you on a platter and lay it out there for you, and look what you do to it. You pick through it for any defect that you can find and hate it, and cast the whole platter behind your back and say it ain't no good. Meanwhile, your heart, can you see that today? Can you see the death you've been causing in people's life by your neglect, your hatred, your evil, your unwillingness to take self-accountability for all that darkness you got up in yourself? You'd rather point out a speck in somebody else's damn eye. You got a big-ass beam in yours of hatred. Oh, and little flock, you better be sure to understand this. You can't love somebody that don't love themselves. You can't love somebody who loathes themselves, because they're going to hate you for loving something that they believe is loathsome. Understand that dynamic. Understand how strange that is to wrap your human mind around. Only the spirit can understand these things, because the human mind can't grasp it. It's too stupid. And I don't mean the human mind, even though it indeed truly is. But it's the activity that's taking place is too stupid to be grasped and understood. It can't be, because it's not logical or rational. When people do things, the things that we're talking about today, like playing the harlot, when someone does this, male or female, don't matter. When you cheating, the reason you doing it is because you want something. Now, I told you about the mark of the beast. I told y'all about it, but y'all don't seem to hear me though. I'm going to tell you one more time. Hopefully you hear me this time. The mark of the beast, it's about his name. Isn't that what the scripture says? It has something to do with his name. Well, what is his name? His name is to acquire and get. His name is to acquire and get. Do you hear it? So then, what did I tell you? When you cheat, you have to murder. That's why God says divorce is like murdering somebody. Committing adultery is like killing somebody and covering them up with a bloody garment. Y'all hear that? Why is that the relation he makes? Because when you cheat on your spouse, you have to kill them to do it. In other words, you have to demote them and elevate somebody else that's more valuable. That's what you're doing when you're cheating. You're placing more value on this stranger than your husband. And that's what God was saying all through the word about what his people did with him. They placed value on idols, things wherein there is no profit. They held it up in high esteem. And meanwhile, they took Abba and took him and threw him behind their back, as he said, cast them behind their backs as unprofitable. Got the nerve to say they're looking for love. Love was standing right in front of them. Easy for all to see. He was standing right in front of them. They said, give us a murderer in his stead. You hear that? So then, they would rather pick a murderer than you. Isn't that what that means? If you stand for righteousness, if you stand for fairness, equity, and uprightness, how will the world treat you? Will they applaud you for that? No. told you what happened to you for that. So all the things that make you powerful, the woman, if y'all understand what I mean by saying that, will perceive it as weakness. Now, if you are subservient to the woman, you will fall into weakness trying to please her. Hope you hear what I'm trying to say. So when your emotions are talking to you concerning something and telling you what they think you should do, and then you give in to them, then you're dying. You've made the wrong choice. And people seem to think it has something else to do other than your emotions. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with anything else. So your emotions are very of a high price. So it's about time you handle them like that. They're valuable for people who are worth it. They're not to be given to swine and dogs. Now, why I said swine and dogs? The difference between that swine and that dog is that dog, he'll eat it, and he may even say thank you and show you he's appreciative. See, he's a little different than the pig. But guess what the dog does? When he throws up, he returns to it. He returned to his vomit. Can you hear that, little flockulators? He returns to his vomit. So neither one of these are fit for the pearls. Neither one of these type of people are fit for pearls. Only those who value them. You see? And unfortunately, the woman doesn't learn to value these things until it's unfortunately too late. She doesn't value it until it's gone. You don't know what you got till it's gone. On and on it seems to go. Doesn't it? The same old loops in everybody's life. And you see it all around you. Everybody chasing the same damn thing, so-called acquiring it, losing it, getting heartsick, searching again, asking for something else, getting it, losing it, getting heartsick again, chasing after the next person, chasing after the next person. What good is it for you to switch people when you the same nigga you are? I don't like them little hoe-ass groups of people that sit around pointing their fingers at other people and make them feel good about themselves. I ain't one of them type of niggas. So if you come around here, I'm gonna point the finger at you. Because you're the only one that matters, aren't you? What does another nigga doing in his life have to do with your judgment? Have to do with whether you're accepted by God or not? What does what he do got to do with that in your life? You'll find it ain't got nothing to do with it. But look how many hours and days and months people spend on that kind of thing. Arguing with people, begging, pleading. That's not power. That's not power. That's idolatry. Only one you need to be falling down before is Abba. But when you think love come from without, oh yeah, that emotion of being betrayed, that'll take you over and you won't recover. You'll be trapped in that state forever. Bitterness and anguish, gnashing of teeth, forevermore, all because you didn't understand the truth. You didn't have your boat steady. While you're trying to throw a life raft to somebody out there in the water, your boat is about to capsize. It may surprise you what Abba has called you to be. It may surprise you when you see what you were all along. that you weren't good. It may surprise you when you see this, that there's nothing you can do to be good. Because everything you do that you think is good ain't nothing but a filthy rag. Because 9 times out of 10, when y'all do something, y'all looking to get something in return. It's the only reason y'all do it. It's hoping for something in return. Y'all just go right against the word of Abba, who says, do it hoping for nothing in return. Y'all don't even hear that because you're too fucking greedy and too carnally minded for self with the mark of the beast upon you. Because I told y'all what the mark is. Y'all can listen to anybody else tell y'all anything else. It ain't going to affect you like this is. This mark I'm telling you about you need to be aware of, which is wanting to get and acquire at the expense of someone you say you love. Didn't Cain say he loved his brother Abel? Or do you think he told everybody he hated him before he killed him? What do you guys think? You think he went to Adam and Eve and said, hey, mom and dad, I can't stand that fucker Abel. He just thinks he's just a goody two-shoes or something. He gets on my damn nerve. You think he's better than me. I don't like him. Matter of fact, the first chance I get, I'm going to kill him. Do you think he told anybody that? Or did he feign like he loved him? Did he feign like he was his brother's keeper? What do you think he did? What do you got to do when you cheat on your woman? What do you got to do when you betray your best friend? What you got to do? Act like you love him. Act like you're good to him. Act like you're trustworthy. Ain't that the truth? But you know good and damn well your ass is evil as hell for what you're doing. Just like Cain knew it. Just like Cain knew it. And this is another reason you have to get your emotions out of it, little flock. You must remove your emotions out of it, because even if you find out that they've done this terrible thing of betrayal to you, if you bring it up to them, they're going to turn and rend you. You need to hear that. I know you think that when you bring the issue up to the person that betrayed you or hurt you or mistreated you, you think they're going to acknowledge it and say, you know what? I was wrong. You're right. That was so disrespectful and wrong what I did to you. I mean, there's no way I can make that up, man. Please forgive me for that, man. That's all I can ask, is that you forgive me and that you bear with me as I repent of this. Never do that to you again. It's not how people respond. It's not how they respond. They may show fake emotion at first. Oh, I'm sorry. They start crying and everything. But if you don't fall for that, you'll see the mask come off. The moment you don't fall for the tears, watch how quick they stop. That means they were never real in the first place. Person truly overcome with emotion and crying don't stop just because somebody didn't fall for them. And for instance, if your mother dies and you go to her funeral and everything and you walk up to the casket, she's laying in there, and you start bawling and getting all emotional and crying and everything, you mean to tell me that you're going to just be able to stop once you look around and see that everybody's just looking at you like, we don't believe you cared about your mom. We don't give a shit. Are you just going to just stop crying then? Well, then how come this nigga in front of you can just stop crying when you don't fall for his tears? In other words, the person cheated on you, betrayed you, and you say, hey, I don't just forgive like that, man. You got to show me some repentance before I even think about forgiving that. And they're begging, oh, please, 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 please. You're like, no. Then you might see them turn on you and get that dead ass look on their face like this. Well, then fuck it then. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I cheated. Hell yeah. And you see that demon come out. That same demon that was there when they did it. It rears its ugly head again because it never went nowhere. How the hell could it when this nigga ain't repented? When this nigga ain't acknowledged his sin? How can he have that damn demon removed? He won't. He can't because he ain't confessing, so he can't get healed. Y'all didn't know how healing work? You got to confess. You got to come clean. How many of you niggas can do that? Cowards. Cowards. You think you can hide behind a lie your whole damn life behind a fucking mask like Jim Carrey, nigga? You look like a goddamn fool with that yellow suit on talking about smoking. Yeah, your ass gonna be smoking. You keep wearing that stupid ass mask on your shit, nigga. I haven't done any sin. Who says that in the Bible? And look how it's about to connect like a Lego that's about to go click loud as hell in your ear. Watch. What kind of person sins and says they did no sin? Because God told you there's a specific type of person who does that. What is that person called? An adulterous woman. Check that out there. Isn't that what I'm talking about today? There's no greater betrayal than adultery. And adultery by a woman you thought loved you. A woman you thought y'all was locked in. A woman y'all thought was so close, nothing could ever come between you. It's got to be that kind of betrayal. It's got to be that kind of betrayal to thrust you back into the arms of the Father. And back into the arms within. Can y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Yeah, you're going to be left in a position where the only love you're going to find is within. Loveless world you living in. Dark time. What did Christ say? This is their hour. Whose hour? Darkness. But you are not children of the darkness, nor children of night, which means you have no reason to wear a mask nor hide. But you are children of the day and of light. What is the difference between right now, as I'm walking, and if it was daytime? You'd be able to see me perfectly clean and clear because the light is on. It's kind of hard for you to see me when it's dark. Look at that there. So it is with everything inside of you. It's hard to see what's inside of you if it's dark. But if you let your light shine, everything is illuminated and you can see and do some spring cleaning if it's something that ain't need to be in there. So as I said, little flock, y'all gonna have to get y'all emotions in check and stand on top of them now. And understand the truth, because it's the truth that's going to set you free from the needs that have you bound to false love. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? It's your need is defective, and that's why you're in a situation of false love being given to you. You're desiring love from without. Don't come from without, little flock. Come from within. And once you find the love within, then the person without changes. They realize they don't have any power anymore. They realize that they have lost. And all you had to do was go within and turn within with your energy, with your honor, with your integrity. Listen good. With your fairness, with your righteousness. And you take all of that and you pack it because you're going to go away. So you pack all that stuff up, your honor, your truthfulness, your loyalty. You pack it up and you go inside your ark. And then a great flood is going to come down. And I told you what the flood is. It's hard for you. People are going to get distressed once they realize that the love that they had is gone. When they realize that the comforter that they had around them is gone. When they realize the friend that they had, that they really had, that they took advantage of, is now gone. Yeah, they're going to cry terribly. They're going to mourn sore. They're going to gnash their teeth with regret. Because they're going to know. They're going to know. The reason I'm suffering is because I did wrong. I sinned. This person did nothing to me, and look what I did to them. And yet I have the nerve to say God deserved to give me grace. I mean, I deserve to get God's grace. Come on, man. You can't deserve grace no damn way. So the fact that you think you can shows your mindset. Because you can't deserve grace. Grace is a gift given freely by election. So grace ain't got nothing to do with the recipient. It has everything to do with the giver of it. And believe me, you all needed grace from the illusions that you were in that had you so emotional, stressing, heart beating and every damn thing, heart racing and palms all sweating and hands shaking and man, just terrified. Like a little puppy, just shaking in the cold, because that's how many people feel. like that little abandoned puppy, shaking in the cold, afraid. And that's what the deceiver wants you to feel, little flock. Betrayed and all alone. So in this message, I'll drop this last little tidbit of wisdom on you. You can put this in your pocket. To convince you that you're unloved, unprofitable, not valuable, and all alone. If he can convince you of this, then he is one. Your enemy, that is. The carnal mind within you that wars against your spiritual mind. And if you maintain the truth of I am throughout this temptation, that I am loved, then that proves that you're standing on top of your emotions that are trying to convince you otherwise. That's the proof. The way you take the Father's name proves the state of being you're in, doesn't it? No one can get around this truth that I preach. That's why I know its power. But oh, I indeed understand how I must appear to the world. I know. Or else I wouldn't be fulfilling God's ways. If I appeared outwardly powerful to you all, if I appeared extravagant, if I appeared to be all of the things that I tell you I am, if I appeared to be them, then I would be a deceiver. I would be a son of the devil. I would be a son of a viper. But if I take my power and I conceal it willingly, and I think it not robbery to take on the form of a servant, then who am I following now? Whose ways am I keeping now with that way of thinking? A king is not known by his robes. A king is not known by the crown that he wears on his head. God told you what makes a king. Why won't we accept it? That a king is a man of the heart. So little flock, before I end this message, like I said, that little tidbit of wisdom, that despite what's going on around you, it's about taking the Father's name in truth or taking it in vain. And you have to decide how you're going to take it, and then change not. And then the storms will come to seek to change it. And if you change it, the only reason you did is because of your emotions. So no longer reside on earth anymore. No longer reside in the lower passions anymore. But come up higher. Come up hither. As Revelation says, I saw a door open and I heard a voice say, come up hither. And I was in the spirit and I was lifted up. That's what I'm describing to you here today, little flock. If you stay on the earth, then you'll drown. You'll succumb to the temptation that tries everybody upon it. The only way you won't succumb is by keeping the word of his patience, as he said. And if you do that, then he'll keep you from the hour of temptation. The only way you can keep the word of his patience is by becoming unemotional about what you experience. Your emotional state is the proof of what you think concerning your circumstance. I want y'all to hear that. In other words, if the Father says, this is good what's happening to you, but yet I feel as though it's bad what's happening to me, I am in disobedience. Because Joseph proved that. What you meant for evil, he was betrayed. He was thrown in jail and lied on. This is all iniquity. This is all wrong. This is all a reason for him to become emotional. This is all reason for him to be sad, vindictive, malicious, angry, and every damn thing. But he's not. He says, what you all meant for evil, Father meant it for good so that lives would be saved. Now, if he was saying that then, and we were talking about the Son of Man when he comes, then won't he be saying the same thing when people do evil things to him? Won't that be the sign of the Son of Man? What you meant for evil, Abba meant it for good, so that I could save life, because the Son of Man come to do what? Destroy men's lives, or what? You tell me. The Son of Man come to do what? Yeah, you know what it say. You know what it say. So we already know that the Son of Man is rejected. So for any of you who think that love is accepted on the earth, you're lying. If the Son of Man is rejected, how can love be accepted and the Son of Man be rejected? You guys tell me. How can honor be accepted but the Son of Man is rejected by this generation? How can loyalty be accepted by the world or the woman or the feelings if this is not coming from the husband, but coming from a liar? Y'all understand what I'm saying? All of this information is coming from the carnal mind, and yet you think it's going to give you salvation? It's not. It's only death. The carnal mind is death. So everything it's got to say is what? Life? Okay. But as I've said, little flock, it's about overcoming these emotions now. It's not about trying to do it. It's about you having no choice in it. It's not your will. It's the Father's will that'll get you through this. That's what Christ proved. I don't want to drink this cup. Did y'all hear that? I referenced it earlier. I'll reference it again. I don't want to drink this cup. It's like y'all didn't hear that part. Like Joseph being told, hey, this woman going to lie on you. You're going to be thrown in prison for a while, all off this woman's lie. And I know you did the righteous thing, but you're still going to suffer. So imagine how you would feel if you did a righteous stand-up thing and you suffered because of it. The woman got angry at you for being righteous. I don't know if y'all can actually hear how I'm connecting this Lego. Why am I stressing that right now? Because didn't earlier I tell you that the woman is going to reject you for showing aspects of love to her? She's actually going to hate you for it? Now, which man of you today has a woman that don't love her? So imagine how she actually feels about you for loving her. But most men not even going to hear this. They don't believe this. They think I'm lying to them. No, my woman loves me. She says she does. She says it. What is her heart showing you? Well, I judge outward appearance, grandson. I don't look at the heart. Yeah, I know. Men judge outward appearance. So as long as she's pretty and everything, you think she's good. I know. As long as she says some good words, you think she meant well. All right. That's what you think, brother. Like I said, the world cannot receive this because it's foolishness to them. But those who know the truth, who have experienced this, what I'm describing to you, then you know. As we say, if you know, you know. Even if you don't know, then you don't know. It ain't no, if you don't know, now you know. No, you don't know. You ain't gonna know. Because you don't know where power is to be found. You see? So all you have to do is decide. When you hear this message, do you believe that it's powerful or not? If you perceive that it is, then what does that mean about the vessel? There's something in it that's coming out of it. Not this vessel is so illustrious and so extravagant that this is power. No, it's what's coming out of the temple that should tell you the value of the temple. Or as the scripture says, a tree is known by its fruit. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. You hear it? So I'm going to leave it there tonight, little flock. And if Abba willing, we'll discuss this topic a little bit more about the necessity of overcoming your emotions. You may have thought your whole life that they were necessary to you and that you needed them. That you needed them. And that's true. But you don't need them to run your house. They're not fit to rule the house. You understand that today? So put her in her place. Y'all be blessed tonight, little flockulators. Shalom, Mr. Allah.